Deep in the heart of the Cambodian forest, Chris Moon and his colleagues have survived a second night as prisoners of the Khmer Rouge. So far, Chris's strategy for survival has kept them alive. And in an effort to continue his cordial relationship with his captors, Chris decides to try a little flattery.
Mr. Hoon, please tell Mr. Clever that I respect the Khmer Rouge. They brought peace to Cambodia. Defeated the Vietnamese. And we look forward to leaving and telling everybody how good the Khmer Rouge are.
Remarkably, it seems to be working. Maybe, just maybe, Mr. Clever is going to release them.
What do you think about Mr. Clever?
I think Mr. Clever is a nice man, but the other Khmer Rouge, they may kill us.
Way in the distance, I think I can hear something. And then I see a tiny dot of a helicopter.
The 3-day absence of Chris and his colleagues has triggered a search effort. What Chris hears in the distance is a United Nations helicopter scanning the forest for Chris and his team. Chris knows that UN search helicopters are unarmed and pose no direct threat to his captors. But the Khmer Rouge think it's a spotter helicopter. They believe a full-scale air attack could be close behind.
He's coming looking for us!
Mr. Hoon, tell the commander it's not armed! There is no threat! There's no threat! No! Don't shoot! No! No! Stop shooting!
He said if you don't tell them the truth, they will kill you.
It is the truth! No!
Mr. Clever now sees his prisoners as a dangerous liability. He needs to get rid of them fast. To Chris's astonishment, they are told they are free to leave and ordered to start driving out of Khmer Rouge territory. But there's a catch. They've only got 24 hours.
We start driving and we're free. We're going back. And then, to my complete horror,
it's their old enemy, the commander who first captured them. He's not exactly overjoyed to see they're still alive, and he knows nothing about their 24-hour pass.
Tell the commander, his commander has given us safe passage through this area.
Look, look. Give him the car key.
If I give him the car keys, how are we going to get home?
You should get in the truck. Get in the truck.
In exchange for the keys to the Land Rover, the commander agrees to let them ride out of the forest on the Khmer Rouge truck. Soon, it starts to get dark. Chris and his companions are fearful of spending another night in Khmer Rouge territory, especially with soldiers who don't seem likely to honor their freedom pass.
we've done everything. We've come so far. We've got through so many difficult situations.
Let's go.
And then the truck gets stuck. He revs and revs the truck. There's no exhaust on it. It's really loud. I look at the truck and I just know there's no way they're going to get it out.
The situation is desperate. They've used up any chances the Khmer Rouge were ever going to give them, and the ride on the truck was their last hope of getting out in time. Chris Moon and his colleagues have got until sunrise to find their way out of guerrilla territory. But with their truck stuck in the mud, they've got to get out on foot. The young soldiers are tired and want to camp where they are for the night. But Chris needs a guide to lead them out of the forest, and time is not on their side.
What's this place?
This is a ghost place. There's many people die here.
Hoon's chance remark gives Chris an idea. He decides to scare the boy soldiers into wanting to leave.
Okay, bring them over.
The Khmer soldier, they illiterate. So their belief of the ghost. Chris Moon, he said that, oh, this area is a lot of ghosts. If we stay here, maybe the ghosts kill us.
Tell them we have to leave this place very quickly.
Tell
Tell them this is a ghost village.
here.
There are many ghosts here. I have seen them. They will be very angry if we stay.
The terrified young soldiers agree to guide them out to the edge of their territory. It is now their third night in the Khmer Rouge region, and Chris is determined it will be the last.
We're walking for our lives. We have to be out of there by daybreak.
They slog through forest, rivers, even minefields.
I make everyone put their hands on their shoulders. In the darkness, in this place where there are no rules, where I'm just so angry with them for what they've done. I have to confront the fact that what I hated in Khmer Rouge might also be in me too. A very wicked thought. Maybe I should kill the boy soldier. I've even got my hand on his neck. I can snap his neck like a pigeon. And then I've got the weapon to get the other one when we emerge out into the night. In the end, of course, reason wins through.
At the edge of the forest, the boy soldiers return to their village, leaving Chris and his team to make the final stretch of the journey to freedom alone.
We walk almost the whole night, from 7 o'clock at night until 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm very, very tired. Sometimes I could not walk properly. But Chris, he's still strong.
After 10 hours of trekking through treacherous forest without food and with very little water, they make it to the village where they started out. The villagers, who they last saw at the ambush, can't believe that they are still alive.
I think it's the most moving moment of my life. This is a place where the children are laughing and the children are playing. They're just so pleased that a bad thing hasn't happened. And at this point I get a very big lump in my throat, and I must confess I shed a tear, which I rapidly wiped away in a sensible and British fashion.
The chances of surviving capture by the Khmer Rouge were almost zero. But Chris Moon and his companions beat the odds. Having survived being kidnapped in Cambodia and 2 years of clearing landmines in the world's most dangerous hotspots, Chris's luck runs out and his leg is blown off by an undetected mine.
Get onto US aid! Try to get the copter to come in and do a casevac!
As blood gushes out of Chris's wound, signals racing down his nerves, combined with a flood of adrenaline, cause the blood vessels in his leg to shut down in an attempt to decrease blood loss. But after an hour, the continued loss of blood results in a dangerous fall of his blood pressure, causing him to go in and out of consciousness.
I can remember thinking, I am going to be very, very lucky to live. People talk a lot about the survival mechanism, and that your survival mechanism kicks in. Well, that wasn't the way it was. When the pain starts to hit you, I think it reaches a stage where it is so bad that you actually want to die. You would rather give up and pretend it wasn't happening and just turn over and just fade out. Dying is definitely, in those circumstances, the attractive option. It's easier to die. I thought of all the reasons I had to live. To see my family again, to see my friends, to see my niece grow up. Once I'd made that decision to live, I knew then that I would survive.
When Chris reaches hospital, his red blood cell count is so low, by rights, he should be dead. His right leg is lost below the knee, and his right lower arm has to be amputated. But he makes a promise to himself to recover. Within a year, he's back running marathons. Soon he adds the Marathon des Sables to his list, a race that is 7 grueling marathons in 7 days in the North African desert.
What happens most of the time is that we stop here at this point at which it's uncomfortable, at which it all hurts a bit too much. But the reality is that we have the capacity to go beyond that point if we believe we can.